ALF. Welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited to bring you this video today. I attended the ALF trade show on Thursday and it was amazing. I met so many wonderful people from so many of the brands that we all know and love. In this video we cover some of the products from SICCE, from Seachem, ALF. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to get round to everybody. It was an amazing event and I had a really good time. Also, we get an exclusive look here in the UK at the Neptunian tank, which Sean from ALF goes over. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, help me beat the algorithm, like, subscribe, and head over to my Instagram page at the Yorkshire Reefer if you want to see any other stuff that I've done. Without further ado, here's the video. Good morning. We are on our way to Bedford, down south. It's been an early start and it's unfortunately really cold and really wet. But it has warmed up down south. It's 4 degrees warmer than it is in Leeds, so technically we're on holiday. You know what they say? The early worm catches the birds. I think. Early bird catches the worm. I'm really excited for this. There's going to be over 100 brands there, some of which are going to be showcasing some brand new products, and I'm not sure what to expect, so I'm really excited. Hoping to be there in the next hour. We'll check in when we get there. Finally, we're here. After being delayed by an hour, we're at the trade show. Ooh, we're here. Is it in here? I don't know where I'm going. Is it this way? Try the other way. So we finally made it in Bedford at the ALF trade show. Let's have a look what's going on. How clean and organised everything is. Turn pump, dual return. That's pretty cool. I think I could make room for this. 2024 freshwater. Look at that. It's got like that framed effect. Can we get it? Something for the spiders. Doesn't that look good? Everything that has less bezel looks better. And I really like the way the world's going. Everything has less bezel. I've just been walking past this display of fighters. Check this. I've just by chance, Peter's pointed out this fish here has similar colours. Well, in fact, the exact same colours to the Leeds United kit. So I've decided from our conversation, yes, I'm going to take him home. I've got a freshwater fish.
So we are from Neil Hardy Aquatica. I'm Ben, and we are the biggest wholesaler in the UK that supply and distribute tropical fish and cold water fish all around the UK. So these here are betters, so they are betta splendens, and within betta splendens you get so many different varieties. So you get different varieties from these nice ones up here called koi, and you got other ones down here, super deltas, lartails, full moons, and super reds, placats. So you get different types. You get placats that are shorter tails, and you also get different ones like the full moons that are longer and bigger tailed and more full fins.
Ben, can I ask you a question? So obviously I'm taking a fish home spontaneously. How am I going to keep him happy?
So how are you going to keep it happy? Good thing is don't keep them together with other fighters. Just keep it by itself. These fish don't do well with other fighters together. They are a lone fish, so you can keep them in their tank by themselves, but don't put another fighter in, but you can keep them with any other fish. They seem to do very well, as long as they're community-based fish.
So I quite like the minimal look of how these are obviously now. Are they happy like that? Would it be okay for me to keep them?
They are. You can keep them in the wild. They are found in puddles. So you find them in puddles where like rivers or lakes dry down. They actually stay in puddles, and you can find them in water about 2 centimeters. So they can live in water like that. Obviously, we don't want to have those conditions for them here in the UK. So we can keep them in tanks. As you see, these are like jars, but they are pleasantly happy in jars like that. But you can keep them in tanks, probably about this size, and they'll do fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Amazing. I've had to get changed. Really warm in there, and I've bought a fish already. A freshwater fish. I don't even have a tank.
We will.
Jay.
Jay with Seachem.
From Seachem.
From Oklahoma.
I'm really pleased to meet Jay today down in Bedford.
I'm glad you didn't say y'all, but saltwater tank.
Yes.
You have. How long?
2 years.
2 years?
2 years, 2 tanks, 2 years, 1 nano, and 1 525, so big.
Sweet.
Big 6 footer.
What drew you into it?
Every time I went to the local fish store, it was the blue side of the shot. I was
of course.
Like, they're so colourful. Yeah. So got into it, made loads of mistakes.
Well, we all do.
And then
you're still making mistakes.
Clearly.
That's how we learn them.
Clearly. Financial mistakes as well.
Big financial.
Yeah.
His Instagram is smashing. Is that what you guys would say? Or is that like an Austin Powers thing?
Yeah, you would think that we would say smashing. But it's rad. It's
no, we
rad.
would never say that was 80s. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
No, it is. It's really neat to see different perspectives, right? You have the UK, you have the US. The US says, oh, we want stores like the UK. The UK says we want stores like the US.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to come to a common ground. But you probably have no idea what SICCE is anyways.
I've been honest. I've not done much of coverage of it. I've not used much, if any, really.
And why? And you could be totally honest. I like all of it.
Mostly because it's Ecotech. It's
correct.
I try not to name the brands, but it is those are the brands. You know, the first tank I got was a Red Sea reefer.
Yep. So we make Red Seas pumps.
Okay, did not know that.
We don't make the gyre. We make all of their reef wave stuff.
Yeah.
There's a huge collaboration there. We make a lot of their AC return pumps. We have a long, rich history of making products for other companies as well. We'll look at a lot of folks that will go outside of, Europe, UK, America. They'll, go over to China and get products because the thought is maybe they're cheaper. That's where we come in. 73. That lady's dad started Seachem. Our first product was a heater. 74 is when that heater came out. So 50 years later, here we are manufacturing products for an abundance of companies. We have our own line, of course.
Yeah.
And the reason why you probably haven't heard much about us is because about 2 years ago is when we got in with ALF. We had made some decisions that probably weren't the best for the brand and hobbyists past, but now here we are, and our whole concept is we only make what we make, and we make it in Italy. So we make water technology that moves water, filters water, heats water. So we don't do anything extra outside of that, but we got some really cool stuff I can show you, and then you can say, holy.
Well, I already know one of the things that I've seen is the heater that you've got. I think it was you. One of your videos about
acting silly.
It's great.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So everybody's got a normal heater. They usually have a dial or it'll be Wi-Fi, right? We have Wi-Fi pumps and things like that, but the problems you run into with Wi-Fi, power goes out, struggles to connect. So we wanted to push the technology envelope to see what we can do. So insert NFC, tap to pay. Go buy yourself a coffee, milk tea, bang, pay for it with your phone. It's the same concept. So for us, out of the box, this heater will come preset to 25 Celsius. Okay, so nobody has to do anything. It comes preset 25. They put it in their tank, it'll heat it. That's all it does. We're good. But when you want to get a little crazy, I added to the app that we have. I tap it. I don't physically have to touch. It scans it, and now I can make any changes I want to this heater. So we're gonna set it. Let's modify it. We'll just get crazy. We'll set it there. It'll have me confirm what I want to do. Once I do that, we're done. We didn't use power to do that. Now we're going to plug it in and put it in our aquarium. I was just going to say, it's not plugged in. So you don't need it. The power comes from this source. You have to be within 3 inches. This will work underwater. This will work through some glass. This will work on most phones. Certain cases may prevent certain, just like any other So once it's in, we're good. You can monitor it from any probe you want to, and you can calibrate this heater to that probe so that you're getting 100% accurate reading. Then you go into that heater 10 days later, maybe 2 weeks, everything's stable. We're gonna go ahead and scan that heater one more time, and we could turn on energy saving mode. And we're gonna cut the energy by 50%.
How?
Because we don't need to use all of those watts to continue just to maintain. So now we have the ability to reduce that because we're already there. We're not heating a large volume of water anymore.
Yeah.
And because of how precise it is, we're able to do that and calibrate within that app. And now you have a 5-year warranty. The idea you want to be is a true heater, true heating element. Should be 3 to 5 watts per US gallon. I don't know what the conversion is to liters, but whatever that is, we're at 3 watts per US gallon. So you're going to get solid, efficient heating.
Energy saving
and
as
it
well.
won't stay on, so it's not going to go out.
That's important.
5-year warranty.
That's good.
So
the idea of scanning it to adjust the temperature, and I'm going to ask the question I don't know if you've been asked
I
this.
want you to ask.
Why would you want to do it? You should want the temperature to be the temperature, especially in keeping a coral reef to be consistent.
Correct.
So why
set it and forget it? That's why there's no dial. That's why there's no dial.
But
the only time you'd go back to do that is to turn on energy saving mode.
Right. Okay.
But out of the box, if you wanted something more than 25 Celsius or something lower than 25 Celsius, you could make that change. That leads me to the only other product line from us that I'll show you since you're the marine guy. We have our SDC line. We have our extreme inflow, and then we have our return pumps. Goes all the way from 1,000 liters an hour up to 10,000 liters an hour. They range in price, very similar to what you're talking about Ecotech in terms of return pumps. We do have an inflow pump, but you have to use the cable inside the water. I know that that's tough to think about, but you can angle that 360 degrees. 5-year warranty, voice activation. It connects to Apex without any additional attachment. Connects to the new Hydros controllers. You can use it on your watch. With this, it'll tell you blocked rotor. You'll know exactly what the problem is.
Oh, smart.
That's smart. All of that for prices that kind of blow people's mind because they're not as high as they think. And then they're getting that 5-year warranty. And then on top of all that, there's protection to protect the pump itself. So if it pulls out of the water or the sump drains out, it'll cut itself off.
Right. So as soon as it's out of not submerged,
it'll try 10 times to figure it out. It'll shut it off. You just unplug it, plug it back in. You're good to go.
So you won't burn out.
Locked rotor, so it won't overheat.
Because if that gets locked, it burns the motor out.
Correct.
So it just goes.
So we just say, hey, we'll stop it. Matter of fact, one of our engineers is from Bugatti originally, which is, I will never own a Bugatti, but he came from there. So he knows a little bit about some cool stuff.
How much would the heater that we've just seen cost us over here?
So the biggest heater is just over 50 quid.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No one does. We're hobbyists. I have 9 aquariums. I got my own fish room. I do the whole thing. I do marine fresh. I do frogs, turtles. We're passionate about it. Outside of the global patent on NFC on the heater, we have a global patent on all of our smart pumps. It'll monitor your water's temperature for you with no extra accessories, just to show you that, one, we can, and maybe our pumps don't run as warm as you think they do.
Jay, I really enjoy speaking to you.
That's awesome.
You.
Follow the whale.
Follow the whale. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm Brian Miller, International Sales Manager with Seachem. I've been there 22 years. Loving every moment, learning something new every day. And it's great to meet Stefan and talk about some of our new and exciting products. Of course, they are exciting indeed. One of them is our SICCE doser system. It's groundbreaking, and there's lots of dosers on the market with varying degrees of accuracy and features. But these we worked on a long time. All of us at Seachem, we're hobbyists, we're users. We use these equipments all through our life in our aquariums, and we always say, wow, when we're using it, does anybody at that company that's making it, have they ever had an aquarium before? If they did, why don't they do this, this, or that? You know, so the SICCE dosers that I'm going to talk about are results of using these products and putting features and benefits that we always hope for as hobbyists. So the SICCE doser, it's by Aquavitro, which is Seachem's premium range. So, and this is the primary units. So, and I'll do just like a little brief unboxing. But this is the main doser, and I'll just set that down for a sec. And look, when you open the box, you have a calibration tube, double-sided sticky tape, stainless steel screws to use with an optional bracket. You have a section of dosing tubing, color-coordinated rings for the various, the dosing head on the primary and the secondaries. And you got little end clips. It's kind of hard to see in this bag, but there's little end clips. So wherever your tubes travel through the shop or through your house, you always know where that line goes back to. And
Yeah, nice.
yeah, so in the box you have various degree, all the major electric plugs for the world, UK included, of course, and a power source for the doser. There's some nice features on this little card in the box with a QR code. So as soon as you pull that out of the box, your customer scans it, and if you have Google or Apple, you can download the app. So the SICCE Dose app is very, very easy.
Nice.
Very easy, whereas you don't need to read 11-page manual to learn how to program something.
Yep.
You actually open, like most standard apps today, it's open it up, enter your info, and if it's a Seachem product, you can, Seachem Rockavicho, with the SICCE Dose app, you can scan the label, and it automatically inputs all the dosing data of that product. Way cool.
That's cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
And if it's from a very esteemed and respectable competing product, if they're using, it's just an extra step to read their label and enter their dose.
I'm doing that every day.
All right.
Yeah.
So you scan that, you have your dose,
Yeah.
and then it's set up. You can set up multiple dosing schedules. So you can slide the toggle on your doser on the app, and you can say, okay, what days? It pulls open like a calendar, like iCal. Pick the days that you want, and when you pick a day, it'll give you the times. You can pick the time, and then you can pick how much you want it to dose. If it's something like a daily dose type product, or if it's something parameter specific like a calcium in a reef tank or an iron in a plant tank, then you can enter the gallons of or the size of the aquarium, allowing for also it'll prompt for 15% displacement of rocks, gravel, so she can get a true take on the water volume. And then you can, so this parameter specific dosing, you can program this for adaptive dosing. And this is super cool, it's super easy.
I'm waiting for you to tell me that this is going to work it out for us. Is that right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So when you do the initial dose, it's going to pick the midpoint of that reef tank or the midpoint of that plant tank on an average consumption uptake.
To not overdose.
Every tank is going to be different and have different uptake levels. So we're going to start with the midpoint. You can do one dose and then enter a test result. Do a second or maybe a third, enter your test result, and then on the app toggle on adaptive dosing. This learns it. Here's your AI. It's going to learn your aquarium and adjust the dosing higher or lower after it learns the consumption rate of your tank, which is pretty much will stay in the zone and stay unchanging unless you add more plants, fish, or coral. Otherwise, you're going to nail that consumption rate, the zone we call it. And if you have decent water changes with a good parameter salt that doesn't alter your parameters, you can stay in your zone, and then you're in the zone with your dosing.
That's
super cool.
That's really cool.
You have 3 dosing speeds of injection rate. It has 0.1 milligram per liter of accuracy, which is industry leading on the dosing rate. Here's another cool and interesting feature and very unique. The head, the dosing head, and there's 3 dosing wheels for really super good accuracy. This here, you can lock in 360 degrees of where you want these tubes to go. Because in the real world, in home, shop, or office, not everybody wants a doser with the tubes facing straight down. We might want to go this way or that way or this way. And again, you can mount it with a mounting bracket. You can sit it on a shelf, or you can mount them vertically or horizontally. Here's the next good thing. The secondary unit looks physically identical to the primary on the outside. And on each side of these, on either side,
I was just going to ask. To link them.
So
that's clever.
To link them, just lock it up, and there you go.
That's cool.
There's no daisy chain. That's really cool.
I was just going to say, is it daisy chain?
No.
That is clever.
Because when you daisy chain, you're opening up all kinds of corrosion issues.
That's so smart.
Cool.
Now,
the next cool part, I always get carried away because
that was really good.
These are built from a hobbyist perspective. You can add unlimited secondaries to one primary. The first primary, you only need to buy one at a time. Whereas in a hobby today, usually there's a primary unit.
Yeah.
There's 4 dosing heads.
To go from that one, yeah.
There's 4 dosing heads, and then when you want to add, maybe not everybody that comes through the door at the shop needs 4 dosing channels. They just want, maybe you have one parameter they want to dose.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then as you choose to add secondaries, you can add them one at a time as you choose.
So if I suddenly decide, I need to add whatever brand it is, an extra supplement to the tank, I can just link that.
Absolutely.
There's no limit essentially.
And then you pull up your app and you do connect the secondary, and then it puts another little dosing bar underneath.
Wow.
And each one of those dosing bars, you can there's a color coordinated line you can choose to correspond with the dosing head. So this might be going to my flourish tank, my iron. And then the one was blue. The blue primary might be going to my reef tank, dosing my calcium.
But all can be together.
Yeah, and it's all run off the same SICCE app. And one single primary powers and communicates to unlimited secondaries. So you're not being burdened with sets of 4, sets of 4, sets of 4. And again, it gives you a low reservoir alert. So when you initially start your dosing, you enter your cistern, your tub size you're pulling from, and when you get to 15%, and you can change that too, I believe, to another amount, but 15%, it's going to say, bing, it's going to give you a reward. You're going to say, time to change it.
Right.
So if you're out of the shop, you can call it, hey guys, you got to get that, so you're never going to burn up or.
That's really cool.
And 3-year guarantee straight out of the box, and when you purchase it from a Seachem dealer, you get online to aquavitro.com and register, and you get 2 additional years.
Nice.
There's not much on the market that gives you a 5-year blanket. So, and again, that's the Aquavitro SICCE doser, and the primary and the secondary.
See, I didn't realize Seachem did this.
Yeah.
Until today. So,
there you go.
And if you didn't, now you do. These, with the coral plugs.
Coral plugs.
Yeah, just a bit about them, really.
So these are the coral plugs. The original one we came out with is a smaller size.
So my understanding is these help support the coral absorb nutrients, but I don't know how. So
these will they have a source of calcium and magnesium. A secondary source. It won't be your major source, because your major source will be from your dosing. But there is calcium and magnesium that's uptakeable by these plugs. They will not deform over time either. And they all will interlock together.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And if you have, spreading colonies or so forth, you can put them away from each other. Sometimes people like to get them all together, then cut them apart, but after they spread.
Yeah, so you can see they can just kind of.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it happens to be a little Seachem logo by design. Not to be too over the top, but hey.
I didn't realize it.
Right?
Yeah.
You need a larger one. So here we go. I failed the bag opening.
I'm going to try guess the shape of these ones.
Guess it.
Triangle.
Triangle? No, the Seachem shield. But that was fair play. That was a good guess.
I tried.
So there we can get a comparison on the size. And these here have a much larger base. They lot into, I think it's a 1/2-inch grid, or your standard egg crating. So everything on the market is pretty much like a plaster of Paris or an inert stone or plastic.
Yeah.
These will actually have benefits. And us, again, we're lifelong hobbyists at Seachem, and we're living the dream we have a full staff of degreed biologists in chemistry and biology with doctorate degree, and we're living a dream out of Georgia.
You are living the dream.
Yeah. And
it's been a pleasure. A final question for you.
Yes.
Are we fish keepers or water keepers? If you had to pick.
I have to pick?
One of them.
Well, if it comes to the end of the day, it all results to the health of a fish, plant, or coral. We have a high responsibility to a living creature. But that's accomplished through proper water chemistry.
Exactly. It's like the chicken or the egg.
There you go. It's a true honor and a pleasure. Yeah,
thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, UK.
Sean, thanks for inviting us. Sean from ALF.
Nice to meet you.
I've come in, this is one of the first things I've seen, Neptunian
cube?
Yeah, the Neptunian.
That's right.
Neptunian cube. And this is really smart, so I just wanted Sean to talk us through some of the features. Is that right, Sean?
Yeah, of course, no problem. So this is a brand new reef tank that we supply exclusively to the UK market. It's got some quite unique features on it compared to other aquariums on the marketplace. The first thing is it has the world's slimmest weir box. So when you look at the profile of the aquarium itself, most weir boxes will obviously come out into the center of the tank and take up a large footprint, or maybe in the corner of an aquarium. So to save the space and to give you the full footprint, it literally runs right across the back, giving you both the surface skim and the substrate returns. All of the pipework is hidden within the glass of the aquarium itself. So there's no pipework on the back of the aquarium, meaning you can push that flush right up against the back of a wall, especially if it's in an alcove. You don't need to access any pipework or get behind the aquarium. All of that pipe then channels through the glass into the base, and then the base itself is a double floating base where all the pipework is threaded into the bottom of the glass itself. So when you go through and you see the sump area, it's a nice sleek design with the red and grey piping, and it's all uniform, all built into the base itself, and then running through a hybridized glass and acrylic sump. So it comes with everything you really need other than the main equipment. So it doesn't come with skimmers or lighting, that's to be added on separately. But as far as the sump goes, it's all fully established with all the different chambers, allowing for a skimmer chamber, mud refugium chambers. It comes with all the auto top-up chambers, and pretty much everything you need. Other than that, it's an aluminium powder coated frame on all sides of aquariums, from the 2 foot all the way up to the 4 foot. And yeah, it's a beautiful system. Hopefully people love it and consumers love it and the shops love it.
Why have I not seen it before?
It's never been in the UK before, so
exactly,
this is the first exclusive launch of it. We've shown it to a few retail stores already on video, but this is the first time people are seeing the tank in the flesh. It's a company who's manufactured aquariums for many years, and obviously they've been in the marine trade as well for many years. And we've worked with them to tweak the designs, bring something unique to the UK market, and hopefully it's something that the stores can get behind and the consumers love. I'm an avid reef hobbyist myself, so we've looked at stuff that we can make that's different, and hopefully it sets itself apart from others in the market. So.
Yeah, it's smart. Sean, again.
Yeah, nice to meet you again.
Miracle Mud. Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about Miracle Mud? I love this stuff.
Yeah.
But you've got a little bit more of an idea of what we do.
Miracle Mud is predominantly a marine product. You can use it for fresh water, but it's known in the world industry really for marines. Predominantly it's used as a refugium mud or a substrate to grow different algae in a marine reef system. It's well known in the industry, especially in the States, for adding extra nutrients and elements into your water that's normally depleted from the corals and so on. And those elements would help increase coloration of fish and corals when the fish are osmoregulating, or the corals need the uptake of the nutrient. But as a mud base itself, you're going to get excellent growth of different algae. And if you're growing a nice algae bed in your marine reef aquarium, it's going to naturally help pull out phosphates and nitrates and so on, as well as giving a perfect home for different critters to live, copepods, amphipods. And then naturally, if you're growing algae, you've got the perfect food to feed your tangs and stuff like that, as well as taking the nutrient out to stop pest algae. So it's a product that's been around for years. We've brought it in exclusively now to the European marketplace, and hopefully we can see the trend going back up again with mud refugium systems like what it used to be many years ago.
I wanted so I kept seahorses. I've just only recently shut down the seahorse tank, and I wanted to get hold of this, but it's so hard to get some of this Miracle Mud, because obviously seahorses are quite mucky, and it would have been really good to combat that. But also, if you're keeping the fish like mandarin or anything, you want that
anything
that
for natural population, it works wonderful for that.
I'm quite fond of flipper. Is there anything that's new to the market, or anything that
newest products that they've launched UK wise? You've got the top-down viewers. It's predominantly based, I guess, towards retail shops, but there's a lot of hobbyists using it now for photography and so on. If you've got a shallow reef tank, you can get in. You can take the filters out, so if you want to change and see obviously the different colours of the corals. I do the limited edition magnets where they've all been designed by different artists. So they've always done the standard flippers, but they've got some limited edition versions of the magnets. Started releasing the likes of the flipper floor mats. So it's a high density foam mat, nice and strong and durable. People, I'm sure, will use them as doormats in front of the aquariums. I've got one on the desk underneath to use it as a big mouse mat on top of with a keyboard on top of. But
it helps you get in trouble when you're spilling water when you're doing your maintenance. I've not seen the flipper mats. I've not seen them.
I think probably 2-3 weeks ago they landed in the UK. So again,
so they are quite new.
This is the first show. There's probably only a handful of shops got them at the moment. So
I'm definitely going to be picking one up. Great stuff, thanks, Sean.
Appreciate it.
So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, we did have some camera technical issues throughout filming, and sadly the camera died towards the end. I hope you enjoyed what I did capture, and I'm hoping to cover many more of the things that I saw down there throughout the rest of the year. If you've got any questions about anything, drop me a comment below, and until next time, there's plenty more seeing the fish.